Want to know what makes Pratt a great place to live and visit? Tune in to Visit Pratt, the podcast that highlights local events, amazing people, top-notch facilities, and everything that makes our community shine. Join Cody and Tiffany each month and stay connected to all things Pratt.
All right, welcome to another episode of the Visit Pratt Podcast. As always, I'm Cody Eastis with Eastis Media and joined by Tiffany Riley, and our job, let you know all things going on in Pratt so you can get those calendars planned, talk about some things that have happened in the past, but more importantly, all the things coming up. And like usual, Tiffany, you've got a busy calendar scheduled here in front of us that excited to let the people know what's coming up. What do you want to dive in with first?
Well, we're looking ahead. If you can believe it, it is almost October. So next weekend is October 4th, and October 4th is a really busy weekend here in Pratt, so you definitely want to come to town, stay in town, do all the things. So the biggest event of that day is the 9th annual Hot and Cold Big Rig Truck Show that Southwest Truck Parts puts on, and that's been around for 9 years. It's so much fun, lots of activities, everything from, I think they're starting with the pancake breakfast, and they've got food trucks. Definitely a place to go check out for something a little different to eat that day. The convoy down Main Street. Sorry, I'm looking at Main Street as we're talking because that is so much fun. It's filled with kids that come out. They just love to see all the big trucks. They're all doing this thing that we did as kids, trying to get them to honk as they're driving down the street. That's a lot of fun. They've got a kids zone. They're trying something new this year with a cornhole tournament.
That's my wheelhouse.
Uh-oh, here we go. No, that does cost. Most everything that day is free. It's just kind of a customer appreciation thing that Southwest Trucks Parts does. And then that night, they've got Jake Gill coming for concert. He puts on a great concert.
He does.
That'll all be there in the lot across the street from Walmart. Is where they have all their activity that day. And then that night, they always have fireworks and laser light show. So if you forget what's going on, just check the Facebook pages that night, and everybody will be wondering what's that banging sound. It's the fireworks going on at the truck show.
Yeah, every year it never fails.
Every year. So that'll be next Saturday night. There's also another event that night. There's lots of live music in town. So there's another event. It's called the Night of Worship, and it's at Water's Edge, and that is actually a farm that is just 1.5 miles south of Pratt on 281. It's someone's backyard, but they've got a pond and a pavilion, and it's a really cool little setup. They've got several country gospel music artists coming to sing, and it's free admission. All the money raised goes towards the Kansas Honor Flight. They plan to have food trucks out there, too, and that's a bring your chair, sit and hang out, and just listen to some great music. There's a lot of local groups performing. Luke Niestrom's playing again. PCC Encore is playing. The ARP Family. There's 5 or 6 artists that are going to be playing that night, so it'll just be a fun night of worship music there, kind of in that space. So that's all October 4th. That's a busy day.
And that's the Friday night of that weekend. If you can squeeze it in then too, that's homecoming night for the Greenbacks. So you've got the homecoming weekend going on as well that weekend. Friday night football. Somehow fit it in with all that fun, too.
Right. So hopefully there'll be lots of people in town for their reunions, maybe, for homecoming. And then, if you're looking for something else to do, a little extra, you've got 2 different concert options of something to go out with your friends. So we're bringing cool things to Pratt that maybe we didn't have 20, 25 years ago.
Right. 25 years ago, that's my reunion.
I didn't
it's this
say
weekend.
it out loud, but that. So if those people are looking for something to do, that's going on. And then this weekend, there's a lot of stuff going on this weekend also. Saturday, there is a 5K / 1 mile fun run walk at Lemons Park, and that's put on by Phoenix Massage. And it's a pet friendly, so bring your dogs on leash. I guess if you want to run with your cat, you could do that too. But dogs on leash, they've got obstacle course that'll be set up. And then at the end of that, there's the annual Pratt Humane Society Chili Cook-Off is going on too. And the whole event is a fundraiser for the Humane Society. So
okay, so any admission to enter into the 5K or any of those events?
There is, and I'm sorry I didn't write it down, but it's all online, and all the proceeds go towards the Humane Society. So that's great. And then this Friday, what is it, Tuesday?
Friday. This is Tuesday when we're recording. Tuesday, probably be published here on tomorrow, Wednesday, so Friday the 26th.
Just a couple of days from now, we have the Liverpool Legends coming to town. Super excited about this. This is a award-winning group. Beatles tribute. Everybody loves the Beatles. We all kind of grew up on the Beatles music. Even our kids. There's so many great songs. It's just a huge albums and albums, right? I don't know how many albums the Beatles
One of
put
the
out.
biggest catalogs out there.
Huge, huge. So they're coming to town Friday night. There are still VIP tickets available. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll be almost at our deadline. I'm only going to sell those through Wednesday night. I'll probably shut it off at midnight. And those are always limited. They usually sell out. So get those if you're looking for VIP. But general admission also available online. You can come see me at City Hall. You can call me. We can do credit card online, or you can get them at the door. But there's plenty of tickets available. We want to fill the building again. This is a group that's performed for some huge audiences. So this is a great opportunity to see a group like that up close and personal here in Pratt at the Municipal Building. This is our fourth Municipal Building concert since I started, so that'll be a lot of fun. They do everything: costumes. They have vintage instruments they use. They were actually picked out by Louise Harrison, who is George's sister. So she picked them to kind of fit the parts of all the different guys. They're really good. So I really hope people come out, support that. One of the things we're doing this week to kind of bring some fun to it is we're doing a little bit of a spirit week. I'm wearing my yellow submarine top today. We did yellow submarine today. We're doing tie-dye clothes tomorrow. We're doing bell-bottom jeans on Wednesday. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. So wear all of your bling on Thursday, and then floral, some kind of 60s floral or concert t-shirt on Friday.
Who is we? When you say we, who is we?
The whole world, Cody. No, I'm trying to get everyone in town to participate.
Okay.
This morning, I did get a post from the People's Bank. They all dressed up in yellow, which was fun. I'm giving out some concert tickets. So if people will dress up with their family or their their work group, youth groups too, send me pictures, then I'm going to draw someone to give away some tickets. And if they've already purchased Liverpool Legends tickets, I'll make it for another City of Pratt concert that's coming up in the year. So just trying to get people excited around town. If you just outside, we've been playing Beatles music on the speakers here on Main Street to get people singing along to that and remember all the, like you said, the huge catalog, all the songs, so they can sing along and want to come see that live on Friday.
Ed, talk a little bit about the difference between, you mentioned the VIP tickets and the general admission tickets.
Sure.
What is the difference and what type of access that gets you?
So the VIP tickets, they get to come in early, half an hour earlier than anybody else. We'll have the bar set up so they can get in and drink. They also have a table that's reserved for them to sit at. They're going to get a koozie, a Visit Pratt koozie with their thing, and they just have front row seating, front row reserved seating for the VIP access at this one. And then general admission, all the seats at this concert are going to be seated because it is more of a show. They do the whole Beatles catalog and kind of show their journey, and they do lots of costume changes and, narration and things. So it's more of a show. So I've got everybody will be seated. But the VIPs have the tables in the front row. So
okay,
yeah,
okay. So another fun event that
yeah.
That you continue to put on. That was the one you wanted to touch on coming up Friday night. Give us the time
Right.
for that one again.
Starts
Give me
at-
that flyer. Let's
Yeah,
put that up and show the people
absolutely.
the flyer that got going around town
it
here and
starts
see
at-
these posted up around town. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, it starts at 8 o'clock. VIPs, like I said, they get in early at 6:40. It's supposed to be a 2 to 2.5 hour show. So it'll be a great time. I hope everybody comes out. I know it is a Friday night, but this is what we were able to get them on their tour coming through because we're a lot smaller venue than they usually go to. So
How did you get them to come to Pratt?
I honestly had a couple of people suggest them to me that they were someone that they wanted to come, and so I reached out to them. And like I said, it was just we were able to put it between a couple of other locations on their tour. A lot of times that helps us out if they're touring through, and we can get them to stop while they're touring through. Then we can get them here in Little Town Pratt. So
Oh, pretty unique opportunity
Yeah.
then for the people
Yeah.
of Pratt to catch a band of that status.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, should be a neat event. As always, And that was one of the things we were going to talk about was just some of the events that you've put on. We were coming off a big one this weekend in that Oktoberfest was this past weekend, and that's turned into one of Pratt's bigger, unique events.
Right.
A great success. I went down to it, saw
Right.
a lot of people, a lot of neat things going on there that,
Right.
again, when you could do the things that you don't see every weekend here in Pratt, it makes them those one-off events that everybody looks forward to, and Oktoberfest was definitely one of them.
Right. And Oktoberfest is not my event. That's ran by the Oktoberfest committee.
Okay.
I just don't want to take
I put them all under the same umbrella.
I know, and I love them all, and I promote them all, but I just don't want to take any of their glory. They do a great job.
Yeah.
Same thing like the hot and cold. That's, Southwest Trucks. But part of my job, a big part of my job is just supplementing the marketing for some of those events and helping them to be able to make them even bigger and better and people to know about them. So.
And that was one of the things we were going to touch on was your job. You're kind of in your year anniversary of doing this new role that was created with the tourism and here in Pratt, and some of the accomplishments that you've been able to have in this past year, and touch on some of those and just how the first year has gone in bringing these new events to Pratt.
Right. Well, I think it's gone well.
You're still here.
I'm still here. Like I said, it's been just right at a year, and nobody's had this position before, so that's great for me. They can't compare me to anybody, but it's also hard because I don't have. It's hard with the benchmarks to go into that. The goal is to fill the hotels, fill our businesses, bring people into restaurants, bring people into our community, and then also keep our community happy, keep Pratt people in town doing activities rather than traveling outside. So. We've done a variety of things. I focus on the concerts, I think, have been a lot of this year because that's something that we've not done in the past. So we've done country, we've done rock, we've done Christian. Now we're going back to, back several decades to the 60s with the Beatles. And then just providing support to groups like Oktoberfest, Christmas in the Park. Just, giving them a little bit of advertising and marketing that, they're all doing a great job on their own, but just give them one extra person who's kind of got a full-time job to help them promote some of that. And I've tried to be consistent with putting out weekly calendars so that people have one spot to look and say, okay, what's going on this week? And just to kind of fill their calendar with things to keep them in Pratt.
Any one shining moment that you look back on in the year and say, that was one that was tough to pull off, but by gosh, we did it?
I would say that very, very first concert that we had to move from outside inside, and that was my first ever concert to go, and that was a great success. And then I have to piggyback with actually having the first concert out at Green Sports. I think was a lot of fun and very exciting to me to use that amazing facility for something different, because it's such a great baseball facility. And we're definitely trying to amp up the tournaments and bring in more tournaments and show people what a great facility it is to spend your weekend playing baseball. But to be able to use it on the off season to do something like that was really cool to me. So.
Well, that first tournament that you mentioned got moved from Green Sports to the municipal building. It kind of seemed like an aha moment, though, that forced you to use the municipal building and was like, wow, this turned out really good. Created such a neat atmosphere. We're going to do more of these.
And we got great feedback from the band, and they're like, you need to do more things here. Have us back. So, yeah, that definitely got us going there, and we've been able to put a little bit of money into renovating some spaces in the municipal building, and we want to do more of that, like the green room where we were last time. We have curtains coming. Things like that to just make that facility even more usable. So,
well, it's been a great year. You've done some great things around Pratt. I've been to many of the things we've done. Haven't been to them all, but I know the people of Pratt just out and about appreciate all the new things that have been coming to town. So keep it up. You've been doing a great job.
Thank you.
Anything else we need to touch on before we wrap it up on this month's episode?
This month. That's really, we just wanted to touch on, the next 2 weeks are a lot of activity and want to make sure people are aware of it. And I appreciate you letting me do podcasts to kind of reach people a different way this way.
We do our best. We hope people watch, trying to keep them informed and how to mark their calendars. And probably that October 4th weekend one that if you're planning on coming to Pratt, contact the hotels early. As I know there's blocks reserved already for a lot of the things going on there. So sooner is better getting your room booked.
Absolutely. And we've got a lot of great hotels, so definitely give them a call.
All right. Well, that's going to do it this month on the Visit Pratt podcast, unless you got anything to add.
I don't think so. Just hope I see everybody Friday night at the Liverpool Legends.
Should be a fun night. All right. Appreciate you tuning in. I've been Cody Eastis alongside Tiffany Riley. Until next time.
Thank you.